Kampala, Lusaka, Eastern, Western, Nabambi. Not forgetting as always the Atianiapo. My name is Kasuli and welcome to Inside Zed Basketball. This is your #1 weekly review of Zambian basketball. Alright, so right here on Zambia Basketball Showcase, if you missed out on the action over the weekend, do not worry. Why do I say so? Because we'll be going straight to the weekend recap. This is where you get to find out who was the player of the week, who did the most when it came to the clutch plays and everything else on the court. This is what we're calling the weekend recap right here on Inside Zed Basketball. And now, just like I promised you to say, we'll be going to the weekend recap. On the weekend recap, we take a look at how everything was played around the court. And sometimes we do have aside the court as well. All right, the court side, whatever is happening on the court side, we do have all that. So let's get to it. We're going to begin with the B League. All right, when it came to the B League, we had games like Denver's, who showed their prowess against the All-Stars, and they won 54-46. Hawks came in so well and got the game against the Matero Magic, 69-66. And of course, when we move on to the Blazers, 50-45 against the Huskies B. This was a good game to watch as well. Chilanga Rollers, 56-85 against Green Eagles. Green Eagles were actually doing so well. Hurricanes, Junior Hurricanes, that is 62-43 against Kafue Basketball. Green Buffaloes B, 64. LCC Looters, 56. And of course, Comets, 54 all the way from Mazabuka against Wolverines, 70. And of course, Intrepid Bulls, 28. And Unza Pacers, 61. Now, when you look at all these games, you find that one of the teams that is highly experienced when it comes to the B League is Intrepid. But how do they go down 28-61 to Unza Pacers? The analysis will be coming, and of course, you get to know more about that. And we continue with the weekend recap. This time around, we're going to the Feminine League in the NBA, all right, Midlands Basketball Association. This time around, we saw that on Friday, we saw a game which was Lusaka Basket Queens 90, and of course Green Buffaloes ladies 56. This one was a very interesting game, and of course you know why it was an interesting game when it comes to the analysis. But we still on the games that were played on a Friday. Matero Warriors 58 and Red Arrows 74. Red Arrows showed their character against Matero Warriors, and this is somewhat worrying when it comes to Matero Warriors, because now it seems like they are not anywhere close to playing in the top 4. All right, and of course, when we came to the weekend, we saw that in the Feminine League, we still saw Napsa Breeze 67, and of course Phoenix 29, Unza Hanis 28, and Dolphins 78. Lusaka Basket Queens came back again, and they played against the Mystics. They recorded 70 and Mystics 28. Magic Sparks 35 and 71 for Green Buffaloes. So this time around, we are now done when it comes to the Feminine League, and let's go now to this Men's Super League. Like I told you, Matero Warriors against Red Arrows, they failed to show their experience when it comes to Zambian basketball, and they failed to do what they're supposed to do. So they went down 58-74. Now, over the weekend, Nali Sands came on so well and made sure that the pensioners didn't come anywhere close, and they went on to 87-56. Matero Magic, this was the Matero Derby. This is one of the games that is so good to watch and is so interesting because both teams come with that character of Matero. Now, this one really was interesting, yes, but hey, Matero Magic came on top and they made sure that they did what they are supposed to do. They went all the way and got 113 against 81 for Matero Warriors. Lusaka Basket Kings 61, and of course Red Arrows 77. Lilanda Hits 69, and Kabwe Legends 58. KSM Giants. This is a game that was actually a big game over the weekend, because in this one KSM Giants really showed the Green Buffaloes that yes, they are giants. And remember that this is one of the games that is still being talked about. KSM Giants 100, and of course Green Buffaloes 85, Bulldogs 38, and Huskies 56. Welcome back, and of course this is Inside Zed Basketball. My name is Kosuli, and we go on telling you more when it comes to the weekend recap. So this time around, remember that now we are looking at teams that are going to play in the top 4 national championships. All right, this time around we do have at number 1 Monali Sands, and of course Matero Magic are in position 2 when it comes to the men's Super League. Green Buffaloes are in position 3, and Napsa Stars closing the curtain in the top 4 at position 4. In the bottom 3, we do have KSM Giants at number 12, and of course Cowboy Legends at number 11, Bulldogs at number 10. Let's go now to the Feminine League. We do have Green Buffaloes at number 1, and Dolphins number 2, Napsa Breeze at number 3, and of course number 4 is Lusaka Basket Queens. And of course we do have Phoenix in position 8 in the bottom 2, and of course we do have Mystics at number 7. This time around we continue with the weekend recap. And this time around, we take a look at what happened, what is going on when it comes to the B League. All right, the top 4 when it comes to the B League. Unza Pacers are still at number 1, and Green Eagles are still in position 2. Green Buffaloes are in position 3, and Matero Magic B in position 4. When we look at the bottom 3, we do have Blazers in position 16, and of course Denver's in position 15, and Wolverines at number 14. The C League is also making waves. We do have Kawata Tigers in position 1, and of course Capture Raiders at number 2. As we continue with the weekend recap, we also have the CBA, Copperbelt Basketball Association. They were on a break, and as we speak, with this coming weekend, definitely that break will be over. But they did not use that break with anything else. They had a very good tournament which they dubbed as the Christmas tournament. All right, so in this tournament we saw in the ladies category, we saw Lynx coming out as champions, and of course the runners-up were Lunga Woosters. And when it came to the men, we saw that Mufulira Magnets came out as champions, and of course their rivals, that is Tigers, came out as runners-up. And that is what happened when it comes to the Christmas tournament on the Copperbelt. Remember that this weekend as well, their games are on, and we'll talk about that as well to make sure that you get to find out who is playing who in the CBA. Right, and like I said, we still on the weekend recap. This time around, let's take a look at how the log table is looking when it comes to the Copperbelt Basketball Association. We do have Mufulira Magnets leading the log table in the Super League on the Copperbelt. And of course, Lunga Bullets are in second position. In third position, we do have Police Blue Eagles, and not forgetting Icy Tigers in fourth position. And of course, when it comes to the bottom 3, we have Kalewa Garrison, and in the last position, Luansha Eagles, and of course Ndola Titans as well. When it comes to the feminine, which is also interesting as we speak, because so far we haven't seen Lynx dropping any game. They are in position 1, and Worcesters in number 2. Number 3, we do have Sparkless and Slams Dunk in 4th position. Deke is in the last position. When it comes to the B League on the Copper Belt, you can never leave it out because it is also interesting, and of course, you need to follow it. So the only way you can follow it is by following Zambia Basketball Showcase. And right here, it is still inside Zed Basketball. We move on, and this time around, when it comes to the B League on the Copper Belt, and Deca Falcons are still speaking the same language they were speaking last season. They are still in position 1. Tongue, which is a new team, it is in position 2. All right. And when it comes to the bottom 2, we do have Bulldogs and Ron Blazers in the bottom 2 right there. When it comes to the B League on the Copper Belt, it is a very, very interesting league as well on the Copper Belt, which you can never miss out. So the only way you can never miss out is to always follow Zambia Basketball Showcase and inside Zed Basketball right here. All right, then we go to Pool B. Pool B on the Copper Belt, when it comes to B League, we do have Kitwa Madalas at number 1, and of course, Meth Fishers at number 2 in Pool B. And the bottom 2 in Pool B League Copper Belt, we do have Konkola Neo Stars, and of course, we have Ndola Nuggets. Those are the bottom 2 when it comes to Pool B on the Copper Belt B League.
First and foremost, I think thank you very much for having me on this wonderful show. As a media person, as a person that is in this space, it always gives me great joy to see a lot of platforms like these ones which are coming up that are meant to amplify, showcase, and just basically take the game of basketball out there. So for me, trust me, I'm very much excited to have an opportunity to be on this show. And coming back to our subject of discussion, the Castlelight Corporate League, so far so good. The subscription participation has been extremely overwhelming, and right now I can tell you that we have the majority of some of the biggest companies that you can think of in this country taking part in our league. Even companies that I never thought had basketball teams, we have them taking part in our league, and so far so good. We've had games, take place within the week, and of course on the weekend in tandem, but not in conflict with the NBA schedule. So we've been very careful on that, and so far I can tell you that it's been good. Yeah, the games are on course. The primary objective of the Castlelight Corporate League is to create a platform that gives an opportunity to people that love the game of basketball but are not able to play the game of basketball actively due to life commitments such as work and other stuff. So we decided to come up with this league that will not make them retire by staying away from the game. So our philosophy is you can retire but not be out of the game. Sure. And that's what we want to do. But most importantly also, we take cognizance of the issues that we go through, the life pressures, the responsibilities, the various issues that we're dealing with on a personal level that take a toll on our mental health. So the Castlelight Corporate League comes in to provide that avenue that allows you to just come and provide that relief, to just come and take out some of that stress from the 9 to 5 that was subjected to all the time. You work in the media, you know how stressful it can be. So imagine you have a place where you can go to and be able to just, get that stress out, get that pressure, that takes a toll on you emotionally, mentally, physically out by simply working out, by simply doing the thing that you love, which is the game of basketball. But most importantly, we also have at the back of my mind as one of the key things and purposes of the corporate league, which is just to promote health. As we grow, health starts having its own challenges because obviously the body is advancing in age and number and all that. So we want to create a platform that allows our people to also maintain healthy lifestyle even as they are busy and involved in everything that they do. For me, the most exciting thing about the Castlelight Corporate League is the competitive nature. Basketballers, it doesn't matter whether retired or active, the aspect of competition, you just cannot separate it from them. So, we have teams that are represented by various big corporations. If it's the financial sector, you're talking about top 5, top 3 banks. You've got Zanaco, you've got Stanbic, you've got Absa, you've got all these giants that we have. And right now, we've managed to create an atmosphere where the competition has left the boardroom, it has come to the basketball court, and at the same time, we are making sure that competition remains healthy competition. Sure. So it's been exciting. It's been fun to see Absa not only beating Zanaco, not that I'm right when it comes to, say, financial statements or end of year performances, but for them to actually come here and be able to beat them on the court. Imagine the bragging rights that they have. You know, like, look, we beat you when it comes to annual profits. Now we can even beat you on the court. Sure. So there's been this exciting banter that has been building amongst our brothers and sisters that has been going on. And beside that, you know, we've had teams like the Ministry of Health that has also come in. Imagine, this is a whole ministry, you know, that has formed the team, joined the bandwagon. They are also taking part. You've got doctors, people that we're used to seeing, giving you prescriptions, jabbing you, giving you injections. They are now coming here to play basketball. And I mean, it's just been exciting. It's been fun. And, you know, you've got banks like ZICB, you know, which are considered to be smaller banks when you compare them to big guys like Zanaco and all these guys. Yet they're the guys that are beating those guys on the court. So there's been this exciting, fun, and just overall camaraderie that we've seen. And, you know, every week, briefly, Kasuli, we do recognize the MVP of the game, the MVP. So even that, exactly, even that, you know, has created some sort of competition among the medallas, you know, among our, you know, ladies that obviously have advanced in age and can't play actively anymore. Sure. But when they come here, they're all competing with a view of just wanting to make sure that they are the MVPs, and they are realizing that dream at the end of the day. So it's quite exciting, and I can mention maybe in passing or closing that very soon we'll be nearing our climax, where we're now going to have the championship. So we have three groups. We have the 40+ category, we have the women's category, because we recognize the importance that our women play in our society, outside the kitchen, outside the boardrooms, outside everywhere. We take cognizance of the fact that women are an integral part of sport. So we have their category as well. We've got the 35+ category, and then we've got the corporate category. So they're basically 4 categories. And out of all these, we will soon be having our championship games. It will be a 2 to 3 day tournament. We'll communicate the details later on. Of course, if you give us an opportunity to feature on the show again, we'll give those details. Yes. But as it stands, in briefly, I think they'll kill me if I don't mention. If you look at our log standings, we've got Bayport Financial Services, which is leading. We've got the Ministry of Health, which is number 2 in the corporate category. You've got the Law Association of Zambia. So the lawyers don't just talk, they can play ball. They are number 3. And we've got the Zambia Revenue Authority, the tax collectors, showing us that they're not only good at collecting taxes, but they can also play their basketball. They can collect hoops. So those are the only ones. And in our women, we've got the Unza Hanis, the Hanis Legends. They are the ones who are leading. They are yet to lose a game. Just like the old days, they are dominating that category. Then we've got Shells, who are also, you know, second. With ZRA again, who are representing ZRA Lions, who are representing in that category. They're second. And then we have Shells, who are number 3 in that category. So I think those 2, I can mention them. The other ones, when you invite me again, I think I'll be able to mention.
And of course, this time around on Inside Zed Basketball, I've been joined by Conrad Musonda, who's actually the head coach of Munali Suns. Munali Suns are actually on top of the league when it comes to Midlands Basketball Association, and they've gone 15 games unbeaten. Are they the Invisibles, Conrad?
No, Arsenal is too big for this. Hey, it's been a good journey so far. Our preparations are on point. I would say what we set out to do as a team, we should be like 65% there. But so far, we still got a work to do. We're still not yet there. Yes.
So you like saying, every time we get to joke around when we're just having our chats and all that, you like saying one game at a time. What is behind that tagline?
You can't plan for something that you haven't seen in the future. Okay, that's God's plan. So what I know is I am playing a game this weekend, so I have to plan for this game this weekend.
Right.
All of it. I treat that game as a final.
Sure.
So when I play that game, it's gone. If the next feature comes out, I'll plan for that game. I can't plan for 10, 16 games ahead. No, no, that's too far fetched. So I plan each game as it comes, brick by brick.
So talking about each game as it comes, as we get to finalize this weekend, you are facing Huskies, and looking at how Huskies has been playing, they've been threatening big teams here and there, and all that. And whichever team that lets off, they can get off. So, how good has been your planning in everything that you have to do over this weekend?
Okay, first of all, I gotta give credit to Sen. He has done a fantastic job. Huskies is playing very good basketball. I mean, we've seen it. They're playing very good basketball, and for us, we are starting our planning today. We will probably have to make sure that we just stick to our game plan, our way we practice. We will not change because we stick to what has been working. We can't change. It's been working, so we stick to what has been working. But I promise it's going to be a very interesting game. Yes.
Thank you so much, Conrad, and of course, wishing you all the best as you get to plan for the game over the weekend.
Thank you very much.
As we get to recap the weekend, and of course, as we get to finalize this inside Zed Basketball. This time around, you need to know that over the weekend we had games that really came out so big when it comes to the KSM Giants versus Green Buffaloes, because KSM Giants won Green Buffaloes and they are at the bottom of the league. All right, and Green Buffaloes actually number 3 on the log table, 100 to 85. And in this game, we saw players like Happy Matoka with 28 points and 17 assists and 5 rebounds. That's a very good record. And of course, Namunda Chilufia, 12 rebounds and 21 points. That is very good. He was doing so well in the paint, and of course, the shooting was on point. Miriam Samwika also came out with 36 points, and that was in the game that Lusaka Basket Queens won Green Buffaloes, and that was good. These 3 players did their job, listened to their coaches, and they gave us entertaining basketball over the weekend. All right, till next Monday. This has been Inside Zed Basketball. My name is Kasuli. Keep it on Zambia Basketball Showcase.